Okay, so all of these exercises are going to either be on all fours or on your tummy or on your side, and those are all positions that hopefully will not flare up your back. And take time to turn your wrists, come off the wrists whenever you need to, and also take breaks between the exercises. I'm going to run them through you and talk you through them, but you can pause and just go at your own pace. Okay, so we're going to start in a child's pose or in shell. So just finding yourself down here and going down to whatever is comfortable and starting with your nice deep breathing. So I want you to think about trying to be kind of light on your thighs so you're not letting the whole body collapse. You're going to try to keep a little bit of pressure down with your arms and just starting to breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, just starting to observe what's happening in the abdomen. Filling up the rib cage with your inhales and then exhaling all the air out. Let your head be heavy if it feels comfortable. And just 2 more breaths like that, breathing in. And exhale. All the air comes out. You feel the ribs get heavier. The abdomen draws up a little bit. And last one, fill up the rib cage and low back. And then let all the air come out. Start to find your hands and knees. And we're just going to start to sway through the body or through the space. No rules here. All you want to be doing is moving from the hip and shoulder and keeping the abdomen contained and drawn up with you as you're moving. So you're just moving forward and back through space. As you can see, I'm moving, hinging at my shoulder. And then we'll start to go side to side. So I'm going to go over to the right, back to the left hip, over to the right shoulder, back to the left hip, and over. Just continuing with your long breathing. And then let's go the other way, coming to the right hip, over the left shoulder. And again, just keeping inventory of what's happening under you. You can move at a much slower pace than this if it feels good. And then let's just circle. So you're just going to circle through, keeping that core connection. Coming through the hip, shoulder, shoulder. And let's go the other way too. And we're going to come down, back down to a prayer position. So your forearms and elbows are on the mat here. And then we're going to come up to lift the hips. You can move the knees back just a little bit if you need to. We're going to do some tricep presses here. So bring your elbows in just a little bit closer. And using your whole palm, wide fingers, so the fingers are spread, we're going to exhale and bring your body up. And then staying in the same shape that you went up, you're going to come back down with control to your elbows. Exhaling up, inhaling down, and up, and down. So the head is in line with spine. There's a little tug of war happening between the top of my head and my tailbone. And down. Let's do 4 more. And controlling down. 3. Down, 2, down, and last one. All the way down. You should feel the back of the arms there. Feel your shoulder stabilizers. Creep the knees back forward and then pressing back up to your all fours. From there, let's just go into some nice cat stretches for mobility. So start nice and long in the spine. Start to reach the head away from the shoulders. Set the shoulders down your back. Core is staying with you. Let's breathe in. Make the spine longer. As you exhale, draw up from the underside. Slight tuck of the tail, head gets heavy. You're pressing the floor away. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, start with your tail unwinding. Let the head be the last thing to come up. Holding for a nice breath in. And again, exhale, roll the spine up into that nice flexed position, pressing the floor away. Keep this space between the ear and shoulder for a dangly earring. And then coming out, exhale, tail to head. Reaching those scapulas back down the back here. Let's do one more. In. And exhale. Take your time. Breathing in. And then coming back out. Come down off your wrists and just turn the hands in both directions. And then we're going to come back out to all fours, getting into a little bit of spinal twist with a thread through. So this is what it looks like. We're going to be coming up, opening one arm, and then exhaling, bringing that arm through. Now your arm is above the floor, so it's not on the floor. You're just reaching it through. And then inhale, we open up. And then exhale, we thread through. You go as far as feels comfortable. You're not going to twist more than you're comfortable with, okay? So starting with a nice breath in, float that arm up. Keep a little bend in the arm that's on the floor. And then exhale, bring the arm through. Your eyes follow the hand. Inhale again, the eyes follow the hand. Exhale, through. And again. And exhale through. Last two. Exhale, rotating slightly through the spine. Last one. And exhale through. Coming back to all fours. If you need to, take a break. Let the arm rest. That arm that stays on the floor is doing a lot of work, so you want to give it a rest when you need to. Here we go. So we're going to inhale, sweep the arm back. Exhale, rotate it through. Inhale, up. Exhale, through. And again. Exhale, through. Taking your time. Exhale through. Last one. And exhale. Reaching through. Coming off your wrists one more time. Lots of pressure through the wrists, so we want to make sure we give them a break. Come back, last thing here on the wrists. Staying nice and long. We're just going to be extending one leg and lifting it up and lowering it and bringing it in. Okay, so it's sort of like 2 steps out, 2 steps back. Okay, I'm going to stay with the same leg repeating. Head is part of this exercise, so we want to try to keep the neck long, not letting the head drop, and not letting ourselves sink into our shoulders like this. Okay, we want to keep it nice and pressed away. You're constantly trying to lift your torso away from the mat. So, let's inhale, send the leg out. Exhale, lift it. Now it's nice and long. We're not too high, we're not coming too high. We're going to just keep the length straight out of the body. Inhale down. And exhale back. Inhale, reach the leg out. My toes are still on the floor. Exhale, the leg lifts. Inhale, I place the toes back down. And exhale, I pull it back. And again, in, reach. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bringing it in. So everything has a moment in time to actually occur. So as I press out here, inhaling, I find my extension. As I exhale, I lift the leg and let it have its time in the air. And then I inhale, place those toes down, let them have a sec. And then exhale, I bring the leg back in. Couple more. In, reach it out. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, pull. And again, reach. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, pulling it in. Checking with your upper body position. I can feel myself starting to sink down. And starting with the other side. Stay equal weight in the hands. Inhale, you reach. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, pull it back. And out, inhale. Exhale, long reach up. Inhale, lengthen it down. Exhale, pull it in. And again, reach. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, pull in. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, find the glute and hamstring. Inhale, lengthen it down with control. Exhale, pulling it in. And reach it out. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pulling. Last one. Inhale, it reaches. Exhale, long leg reaches back. Inhale, place it down. Exhale, pull it in. Come off the wrists. Let your arms rest. Let's stretch the forearms. Turn the palm down. Might get some snap, crackle, popping. Roll your shoulders. And then come all the way down to your tummy. So we're going to have the arms overhead. We're going to set the shoulders down. You could put something under your forehead, so like a pillow or a towel, just to allow your head to rest. Or you can have your nose just barely hovering. The legs are on here. Let's take a couple deep breaths and just feel the core underneath you. Fill up the low back, fill up the rib cage. Exhale as you let all the air out. Inhale. Don't let the shoulders creep as you breathe in. They could try to jam into your shoulders. We're going to avoid that. Exhale all the air out. One more time. And exhale. Now make sure that you have some energy through both of the legs. The navel is pulling up away from the mat just gently. We're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg swimming. Okay, let's start with the left hand, right leg. So breathing in, start to prepare to move. As you exhale, the opposite limbs reach. Make sure that shoulder isn't jamming. Reach out of the joints. Inhale, you place them down. There's a moment in time where all the limbs are on the floor. Exhale, your opposite arm, opposite leg. Inhale, placing them down. And repeat. And down. Exhale, up. Inhale down. Try to keep the energy running through both legs, not just the one that's lifting. And down. Every time you lift the limbs, Your belly button is drawing upwards and down. Exhale up. Inhale, reaching them down. Watching the shoulder to ear ratio. And inhale down. Up. And down. And again. Think about the back of the shoulder lifting the arm and the back of the hip lifting the leg. Exhale. And down, holding here. Let's exhale, hover just slightly, both the arms and both the legs. Inhale, place them down. Exhale, hover. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. And up. And down. Put your hands under your forehead. We're going to go into some hamstring curls, and we're going to do both legs together. So legs should be about hip width apart. Hands are down, head is on your hands, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, keeping the core engaged. You're going to exhale, bend both legs in, and then inhale, reach both legs out. Now what can happen here is as you come in, we can go into a lift of the hips. We're going to try to keep both those hip bones on the mat and keep the pelvis on the mat. So that means if you only can come to 90, that's okay. If you start to come in past 90 but your hips start to go askew, then you come too far and you're losing the integrity of the movement. So it's an inhale out. And then exhale, pulling in. Now your feet can be neutral or pointed here. I wouldn't have them flexed. Inhale, reach. Watch the upper body tension. I can feel my shoulders trying to creep up. And inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. And pull. And reach. 4 more. Exhale in. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. And observing the body on the underside of the body. Belly button draws up as the legs fold. And then release, legs long. Let your knees go wide. Bring your heels together. And you can have sort of a flat foot or just kind of a neutral foot. Head stays down. We're going to breathe in here. Nothing moves. We're going to find the pelvic floor and core as we squeeze the heels together and exhale. So this is all about just sort of feeling what's happening within the torso as you breathe out. And squeeze the heels together. You may feel your hamstrings a little bit, your glutes a little bit. Inhale, release that tension, but don't lose the heels. Exhale, squeeze the heels, pelvic floor turns on, abdomen turns on. Inhale. Try to focus it on the lower part of the torso on your legs and keep the tension out of your upper body. And exhale, squeeze. And release. 2 more. And release. Last one. And release. Let your legs go long. When you're ready, gently press back into your shell. And then coming to your side, you're gonna have a pillow or a block or something under your head. I'm gonna use my arm. We're gonna be doing a leg kick. So the move, you're gonna have a bottom leg is bent. The move is a swing forward and an exhale, pull back. And a swing forward, exhale, pull back. Now while you're doing this, you want to be thinking that the suspenders are as equal as they can be on the front of the body. You're going to be thinking about trying to stay a little bit light under this bottom side so we're not hanging into this mat below us. We've got our torso and our cylinder set up with the rib and hip connection. So let's bring that leg out long as if you were standing on it. And then inhale, you sweep it forward. Exhale, you can point the toe, sweep it right back, finding a tiny bit of extension. Inhale, you sweep it forward. And exhale, pulling it back. Your range of motion can be less than this if that's what feels better. You want to be in a pain-free zone here. Inhale, we sweep forward from the hip. You'll feel length in the back of the leg. Exhale, pulling it back. You'll feel length in the front of the leg. And in. Exhale, pull back. And in. And pull. Last two. In. Exhale, pull. Last one. And exhale, pull. Bringing that leg back to neutral. Let the leg foot come down to the floor. And you can operate with a flexed foot here or just a neutral sort of loosey-goosey foot, but I wouldn't point for this one, okay? So it's an exhale, up, straight up, not too high, so this is too high, this is too low, something in the middle. And we're going to be exhaling it up. Feel the energy through both sides of your leg. Quads are on, hammies are on, glutes are on. Engage through the heel, and then inhale. It's just a straight up and down. Exhale up. Inhale down. And don't let this leg creep too far forward. We want to make sure it's nice, sort of straight out of the hip. Exhale up. And inhale down. And up. And down. You may want to turn the big toe. I can feel my leg wanting to go out externally, so I'm going to turn my big toe down ever so slightly. Exhaling it up. And inhaling it down. And again. Every time my leg lifts, my tummy is coming to me. Here. And down. And then we're going to take the leg from here, bend it, and just find the ankle and foot if you can, and let the knee drop down, and just breathe. And gently release that, and let's switch to the other side. All the way over, putting the block back down. Make sure your neck feels neutral. Make sure your spine feels long. So we don't want to be curled up. We want to be long spine. Head is in line with your spine. And then let's start with that kick. So bringing the leg so as if it was you were standing on it, straight out of the hip. And it's an inhale forward and an exhale back. Inhale, exhale. Length in the back and length in the front. And up and out. And exhale back. And up and back. And up. Let's do two more. Trying to keep that leg in the same line throughout. Swing And pull back. And swing. And pull back. Let that leg fall down to the floor. You might feel some length here. Do a reassessment of what's happening here. Is your spine straight? Are you engaged through the core? Is your leg nice and straight? And then when you're ready, we're going to exhale the leg up. Inhale it down. So you just might want to check, put your hand behind your leg and your upper thigh and see if you notice that you're definitely turning on and that the leg isn't trying to pull forward because of a tight hip flexor. Up and down. Every time the leg goes up, I'm finding my core. And down, letting it stabilize me. And that'll be our last one. From here, grabbing that ankle. And just hanging out here, letting your hip be open. Think about pushing the foot into your hand behind you ever so slightly. Doesn't have to be extreme. Think about letting that knee drop down towards the floor, towards the other knee. And then just to finish, let's take you to your back and do the figure four. So just hanging out either right here, or if you feel like you want to go to imprint and bring the leg up, you can do that, but you don't have to do that to make this an effective stretch. Another option is to put your foot up on a wall or something like a wall, and then just press the foot and let it rest on the wall, and that way you don't have to do as much work to keep this leg up. You can hang on to that for at least another 15 seconds if that felt good, and we'll do the other side. That's it. You could also stretch your triceps if you're feeling them at all from those tricep stretches or tricep exercises. So pulling across. Make sure if you're pulling across, you're not letting that shoulder blade come with you. You're keeping the shoulder blade on your back and you're bringing the humerus